The illegal impeachment of a non-president. Yeah, let's go ahead and see how that flies with the American people. But I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? I mean, they don't seem to be doing anything right now that they are even remotely concerned about how the American people feel. This is why we are getting an avalanche of executive orders, basically undoing everything that was positive done by President Trump. Case in point, thousands will be thrown out of work tomorrow because Joe Biden, Joe Obama, has shut down the XL pipeline. Way to go, Joe. He's raised the small business tax. He's raised the individual income tax rate. He's raising taxes right now, even without Congress, just doing it with the stroke of a pen. Oh, transgender, you're welcome back in the United States military. Come on in. Let's make it a continual feeding ground for human experimentation. And on and on and on. Funny, your tax dollars are now going to go to South Africa to pay for abortion. You know, during this whole remake of America, you know, while they've had us under lockdowns and mandates and people have, you know, to just while away the hours, have begun to stream endlessly and binge watch. I binge watched a series that apparently at one time was on regular television. Then it made the jump to Netflix, where it mercifully got canceled. Designated Survivor. It stars Kiefer Sutherland as president. He was apparently a cabinet member who got to be in the safe room, and after an attack on the Capitol, he is the lone survivor and becomes the presidente. And of course, it is an opportunity to push every far left hogwash libloon idea. And of course, his character, President Tom Kirkland, a true, honest Boy Scout man of the people, manages to get all of this left-wing hogwash through. And the American people, they just, yes, this is what we want. And he's constantly addressing the nation, my fellow Americans, and it's constantly a home run, and it's constantly his little 90-second speech. It's just what the nation needed to hear, just at the right time, etc., etc., etc. I said all that to say this. The reason our side has such a hard time pushing back on the swill, the hogwash, the narratives, it's not that young people are listening to political speeches. No, nay. They're not really listening on any level to the news, not even online stuff. They'll listen to some podcasts. The issue is the entertainment that our young people feed on. TV, internet streaming, the music, whether it be stuff they're getting through Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, now Apple's got their own. And it all has one particular agenda. It's all going in one particular direction and one unified narrative. Liberal socialism, good. Conservatism, pro-America, bad. And so now you have the president, with an asterisk by his name, Joe Biden, Joe Obama, is now just rolling out these mandates. Now, I need you to understand that because you're not hearing a lot about it. And why aren't you hearing a lot about it? Because the one thing Democrats do really, really well, they do it far better than Republicans do. They're really good magicians. You know, a really good magician, he gets you watching this hand. And you're never paying any attention to what he's doing with this hand over here because you're so busy watching this hand. See, one area where we really did get played during the Trump years, and I don't think we realized how we were getting played. Every day, President Trump, through whether it was something he tweeted or something he said, that sucked up the entire news cycle, and it's all the mainstream media wanted to talk about. What Trump tweeted, what Trump said. And of course, There were Republicans rushing to TV cameras either to jump on board and agree with the president or, to be that maverick like a Mitt Romney and just share their utter disgust. While all that was happening, all that diversion was happening, the Democrats were over here colluding with the whole concept of the collusion story and how to narrate that and push that every day. And they were even way back in the day getting ready for the 2020 election and what they needed to do to ensure it was going to turn out in their favor. We weren't paying attention to any of that over there because we were too busy watching this over here. So right now, the Democrats, well, they're in a little bit of a quandary because they've lost their natural, what they've been gotten used to, diversion, which was President Trump. He's not there now. So they're seeking to continue to make him the diversion. By what? Impeachment. Because while we're watching the impeachment and is it going to happen and what's going to happen and when's the shoe going to drop, Biden's over here doing all kinds of nasty things. Why, Biden on Friday actually said there was nothing that could be done to stop the COVID trajectory. Wait a minute, whoa, that's not what he was saying on the campaign trail. And he was vilifying Donald Trump for not doing enough and not doing it fast enough. And now we're finding out from some people, wow, Donald Trump and his administration really did do a good job. They really were on top of things right from the beginning, having travel bans and pushing through the vaccine and really, wow, Biden has inherited a really well-oiled machine on this. And now he's saying, after months of how badly Trump handled it, and there's really nothing that can be done. But on the same token, you got Fauci out there saying, now we need to wear 2 masks. 1 mask is not enough, wear 2. Didn't I tell you just a few months ago this is like wearing 2 Mr. Coffee filters? I'm proven prophetically right yet again. So this is the libloon stuff that's going on that we're not paying a lot of attention to because the impeachment. The big question is, will Chief Justice Roberts preside over this? Now, Mitch McConnell, the rat traitor that he is, and Chuck Schumer have kind of made it clear whether the Chief Justice shows up or not, they're going through with this. Really? Well, see, technically speaking, we get that thing called the Constitution involved. Justice Roberts has said to a few people, and Rand Paul has been commenting on this, he doesn't really have any mandate, any requirement to sit over the impeachment proceedings of someone who's not the president. And the last time I checked, Donald Trump is no longer the president. So there's that. So what is it that they keep pushing this impeachment? Is it crushing his legacy? Yes, they want to crush his legacy. They want to make sure that nobody ever says or thinks anything positive about Donald Trump or his family again. But it really is about making sure he does not run again in 2024. Enter the 14th Amendment. Now, the 14th Amendment, which was ratified in 1868, which not only guaranteed slaves citizenship, but Article 3 of the 14th Amendment states that anyone who has ever engaged in insurrection against the United States cannot hold elected office. Bum, ba-dum, bum. See, it was written and ratified in response to punishing the Confederacy. So they want to make the case right now that Donald Trump led an insurrection, thus meaning he is constitutionally not qualified to serve as president. So what they're going to do to try to enforce something, quote, constitutional, is not follow the Constitution and try to impeach someone who is no longer the president. So they're going to violate the Constitution in order to, quote, save the Constitution. And you and I both know he didn't incite anything. And we've already talked about that, and we've already proven that ad nauseum. That said, that's the narrative. That's what's going on, boys and girls. Class dismissed. Hey, that's it for the quick rant. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Smack the bell. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you click the word all to get notification of my next rant.